Step into the Incense and Whiskey sanctuary with mindfulness enthusiasts and verified whiskey lovers, Mecca and Ashley, as they discuss all the random topics they love, from mindfulness to memes. This is Ashley.
And this is Mecca.
Welcome to the Incense and Whiskey sanctuary. Hey, Mecca.
Hi, Ashley.
How's it going today?
It is going great. It's a warm day, and what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. Okay. All right. So, Mecca, I believe you do yoga, right?
Some forms of yoga.
Some forms. Okay.
I like yin yoga a lot.
Yin yoga. Oh, is that the one where you're primarily resting or no?
Yeah, you're resting. It's more based off of like mobility and stretching.
Okay. Yeah. I think I've done this. Okay. So have you ever heard of Astro Yoga?
No, Astro Yoga.
Okay. So as a part of Ashley Learns Astrology, part 3 in our series,
Okay.
I thought that we could talk through and explore Astro Yoga.
I'm down.
Okay, so Astro Yoga is a combination of yoga and astrology, as the name would indicate. And this actually dates back thousands of years. So this is not a new millennial concept. So as you probably know, many yoga practices, they focus on balancing your body's energy centers, right? But that also has planetary, zodiac, and elemental associations. And by elemental, we mean earth, fire, air, water, etc.
Okay.
So the way that it works, or the basic idea, is that each zodiac sign is associated with specific body parts. Have you heard of this concept at all?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So like, what's your sign, for example?
Virgo.
And do you know what body parts it's associated with?
I believe it's like my digestive stomach area, as far as I know.
Ding, 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 ding. Correct. So Virgo rules the digestive tract and lower belly, for example. Yes. So to harness and tap into the energy of a particular zodiac sign, you can practice yoga postures and flows that strengthen and energize those particular body parts that it rules. So I can give you a rundown of the various signs and what they're associated with.
And wait, do people go into these yoga sessions knowing that they want to strengthen this part of their body, or is it a special class?
So I haven't taken a class per se. And the way that I'm thinking about this is really more like for your own personal yoga practice. So knowing that you're a Virgo and wanting to lean into the part of the sign that rules that body, your sign ruling that body part, you would probably want to emphasize yoga poses that strengthen your lower belly and would impact that area.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So in summary, you have Aries rules the head, Taurus rules the Taurus rules the neck, Gemini rules the arms, hands, and lungs. So like that's a lot.
Oh, wow.
Cancer rules the breast, chest, and stomach. Leo rules the heart and the upper back. And Virgo rules the digestive tract and lower belly, as we talked about. Libra rules the lower back. Scorpio rules the womb and reproductive organs.
Okay.
Sagittarius rules the hips and thighs. Capricorn rules the knees and skeletal system. Aquarius rules the ankles and circulatory system. And Pisces rules the feet and lymphatic system.
Wow. Okay.
Like your whole body's covered, essentially.
Yeah. Depending on, yeah.
So I'm a Capricorn, and I was fascinated when I was reading up on this and found that Capricorn rules the knees and the skeletal system, like the whole system.
And do you ever have any issues with your knees, or do you feel like you have great knees, or what?
I feel like I have bony knees. I don't know if that's like good or not. It hasn't caused me a problem as of yet. And, thankfully I've never broken a bone. or fractured anything. So I don't know if that has any, like, maybe I have strong bones. I don't know, but my knees are bony for sure. So I'm very careful with them. Yeah, that's all I can say about. I don't know. I hope that means I have good knees. I don't know what that will mean for my life in the future. I used to be a runner, which is really hard on the knees.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
as I've gotten older, I have done less running. So I do more things like rowing or cycling,
Okay.
which are not so hard on the knees.
Nice.
Yeah. So once you have a general understanding of which sign rules the body parts, there are a few ways that you can continue to merge astrology and yoga together beyond this. So
Okay.
I'll walk us through 3 ways to practice Astro Yoga. You can work with the transits. That would be the first way. So one way to get started is to adjust your yoga practice to correlate with the astrological transits, which can help you navigate the natural shifts of what's happening in real time in your life. So you can start by figuring out where the sun is in the zodiac.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, if it's Pisces season, when the sun moves into the Pisces sign, once you know that that's happening, you can focus your yoga practice on postures and flows that energize and strengthen the body parts ruled by that sign. So that's another way you can apply it, right? Just
Right.
knowing where the sun is and not necessarily just basing it only on what your sign is. So for Sagittarius season, for example, you do a lot of hip openers and thigh stretches. Leo season is a great time for heart openers and back bends. And during Pisces season, you benefit from grounding, feet focused poses like the butterfly pose in
Oh,
yoga.
okay.
Yeah. So that's one way to do it. Another way is to flow with the yearly seasons. So you can work with the traditional seasons of spring, summer, fall, and winter. Each of those seasons rules certain body parts. So you can do postures and flows that align with the current season. So right now we're in the summer, right?
Right.
So big heart openers are great during the summer because this season rules the area of the upper and middle back and chest.
Mm.
Yeah. So if you want to think about other seasons, fall signs rule the low back, hips, and sexual organs. So balancing on the feet, which stabilizes your hips, low back, and pelvis, are key during the fall. And then in the winter months rule the low body, thighs, knees, and feet. So this is a good time to practice forward folding and restorative postures, which makes a lot of sense for the winter. Like, we all hibernating, restoration seems like,
Mm-hmm.
it makes a lot of sense. And then spring rules the head, neck, and arms. So arm balancing is a great choice in spring.
So, though, regardless of what your sign is, you can practice and strengthen these parts of your body
Yeah.
all year round, right?
Yeah, year round. You could follow like the transits or you could follow the seasons. And this is a way to do it as well, like
Okay.
to really coordinate your yoga practice. Another way, the third way would be looking at your natal chart. And you can incorporate astrology into yoga practice by developing a flow based on your personal birth chart. So using that method, the practices are targeted to help you integrate specific areas of your chart and life to achieve a particular outcome. So this is a little bit more complicated, but if you're focused on emotional resilience, increased joy, personal growth, whether it be in career or relationship or other areas, you could apply this strategy.
Mm.
So it may require the help of an astrologer or practitioner, right?
Absolutely.
This is a
Right.
little bit more detailed
Yep.
because there's many different layers and specific configurations to consider. So you'd want to think about the areas of your life you'd like to see movement in and literally create that movement using your practice. You could also just, like we said, stick to your own zodiac sign and optimize your Astro Yoga practice with poses that awaken your sign and stimulate energy associated with its corresponding body parts. So again, few examples. Aries is associated with the head. So anyone who is in Aries may try headstands, which
Mm.
will help tap into their inner fire. Have you ever done a
What's
headstand
the
before?
modification for that?
I don't know, actually.
I
I
mean,
feel like I've seen it, but I wouldn't know like a specific name for it. But like I know there's a way to work up to a headstand. and that would help you tap into your inner fire.
I would hope so.
Yeah, we should try it. Cancer is associated with the chest and the stomach area, right? So cat-cows would be very soothing for that sign.
Okay.
I know, I think we all are pretty familiar with the cat-cow. Libra energy is all about balance. So since that sign is associated with the lower back, tree pose would help ground that energy. And then Aquarius rules the ankles. So if that's your sign, do the eagle pose, which is great for stretching out your ankles.
Is there one out there for Virgos?
I don't have an example for Virgos, but we can follow up.
Yeah, I have to look that up. So I think that's interesting. So even if I wanted to make this a daily practice, sometimes people wake up in the morning and they do a stretch, and stretch may just be like to move their body. I guess it would be nice to kind of have an intentional stretch around that part of the body, a yoga stretch in regards to like your sign and following Astro Yoga.
Yeah. And like what areas of your life you want to focus on.
Yeah.
If you wanted to like take it that deep.
That is really interesting.
Yeah. Do you think you would try this?
Yeah, I totally would try it. I mean, it has to be something manageable or something I have to work up to, because I always feel like yoga in this traditional sense of, like a Vasana yoga is a little bit outside of the realm that I like. But so I have to just open myself up to other forms of yoga.
Yeah, I think you got to be gentle with yourself, and this doesn't need to be overly complex. It could just be focusing on certain moves, or series of maybe 3 series of moves that you want to be able to do for yourself.
I would absolutely do it. We got to find somebody that practices.
We got to find a practitioner that is familiar with Astro Yoga.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to find me some Virgo moves, Libra moves. I think me some Libra moves. So.
Okay.
I would definitely try that. Ooh, I don't know. I like that. I wonder how it was used, like in
historical times.
Yeah.
I feel like in historical times there was a lot more. This is just pure, like this is what I guess and would think.
Okay.
I would imagine there was a lot more attention paid to like the transits and what was happening like globally. Versus like today, I think today we're very like internally individualized focus as people, as a society, particularly Western society. So I would imagine historically this could have been used with the transits and just creating a sense of attunement with like the universe and the energy of the universe. Yeah. That's what would make sense to me.
Right. I get that. That would make sense to me as well. I love it. Thank you, Ashley.
No problem. So Mecca, I wanted to introduce a new segment, and I want to call it, I was today years old when I learned ... fill in the blank. What do you think?
I'm into it. I was today years old when I learned ... Okay.
Right. Like whatever it is. I consider myself a lifelong learner, right? Yep. And I think that this is a popular term. I'm not sure who coined the phrase. Maybe, shout out to whoever coined the phrase. But it's quite catchy. And I have learned some things recently that have just blown my mind. So I wanted to share that with you. And these are like very silly, not serious things. Okay. So have you ever had a club sandwich, or what a club sandwich is, right? Okay. So a club sandwich, I learned, I was not today's year, I was maybe like 2 days ago, years old, when I learned that a club sandwich stands for chicken and lettuce under bacon, thus the CLUB.
Wait, that's what club stands for?
Yes.
I thought it was like a country club sandwich.
No, that's what I don't know if I thought that too, but that would make a lot of sense. And you know what? I got to shout out the Food Network for putting me on.
Okay, say it one more time. Chicken
and lettuce under bacon. So chicken, C, lettuce, L, under U, bacon, B. Club sandwich.
Oh, I like that. Okay, club sandwich.
Wow, simple things right there. Okay, then the other one is a little silly. So imagine think of your vulva. And did you
Okay.
did you know that the inside of your cheek, like the skin on, if you were to like rub your tongue on the inside of your cheek, that skin is like the same texture
Oh,
as your. I
okay.
learned that. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I don't
Yeah.
know why I didn't put that together, but it makes a lot of sense.
So let's make sure I understand that one more time.
You want to make sure? Okay.
So,
Take your tongue
uh-huh.
and feel the inside of your cheek with your tongue.
Okay.
So the texture of that skin is the same. It's similar. It's like similar skin texture as your vulva.
Oh, is that what that meant when pulled the video up when it said, "Do you want to know what it tastes like?" And I was like, "What?"
No, what it feels like.
What
It's
it
the same
feels
texture.
like. Oh, no wonder I was like, "This is okay, Ashley. Thank you, girl." We exploring sexuality.
I mean, okay.
I like that analogy, and I think that's actually, I don't know how many people would know that, but
Exactly, but it makes so much sense
yeah,
though. Like, of course, it would be like the same texture. It makes me think of, this is like silly, but it makes me think of skin grafts or whatever. Like people
yes,
who maybe they get burned and then they try to like pull skin from another place. Like you actually do have to be mindful of where you're pulling the skin from because the textures are different in different places
right,
of our body.
right.
So I was today years old when I learned that.
I like that.
Okay, the last one. This one is
Ready.
really cracking me up. All right. So peacocks, the bird, like with the feathers.
Yes,
Okay.
I love a good peacock.
Peacocks have actually become very prolific. Like there's a lot of them in Southern California neighborhoods. I know, right? Like I haven't been in Southern California for some time. So I've never seen this, but apparently there's like a large number of peacocks walking around in South Carolina or South California. Some like some wealthy entrepreneur brought the birds to the region in like the late 19th century, and like they just kind of have roamed free by
Okay.
the hundreds in Pasadena and other towns in like San Gabriel Valley, which is northeast of Los Angeles. So no one knows how many there are, but like they breed a lot. Like,
And they all look the same,
fertile
like
birds.
beautiful feathers.
Yeah, it's just like a peacock that you would think of, like you've probably seen somewhere in a zoo or something. So they are like very fertile, and apparently their mating cries are so loud that and it's usually happening before sunrise, that residents are starting to complain. They gobble up people's gardens, they tear up their shingles, and then some of the male peacocks have been known to violently peck at parked cars when they mistake their own reflection for a romantic rival. Like
Oh
it's out of
God.
control.
I'm
So
literally looking up these top stories, and they all read like why Los Angeles County is going to war with peacocks.
with the peacocks.
Peacocks overrun Los Angeles, bringing out the lovers and the haters. People are not getting any sleep from the peacock. Are you kidding me?
Yes, and I read that. So there are now like these, like how you have like I don't know if they have their term dog catchers, but like animal rescue or what have you that you would call on.
Yeah.
So apparently they have special ones trained for peacocks.
So that department just opened up yesterday. No, I'm just kidding.
They have special ones for peacocks. And it's like the most controversial thing because these are like beautiful birds,
They're
right?
beautiful, right?
But it's like there's too many of them out in the streets.
I'm reading that they're not harmful, but they can be aggressive and fiercely territorial. So,
yes, like can you imagine?
I can't.
You're just walking down the street and this peacock is like going at it with your car because they think that their reflection is a rival. It's wild.
Elements. That's the thing. We've been taking these animals outside of their natural habitats and putting them in these worlds that don't
where they should not be.
Right.
Exactly.
They can't even live their lives.
Exactly. Peacocks.
I love that.
Yeah.
I really do.
3 things I learned today, y'all.
I do. It's like I was today years old when I learned this. I like that. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Ashley.
No problem.
Catch us next time on Incense and Whiskey.
In the meantime, take a breath, have a sip.